Hi guys! Today I'm going to show you how to download, install, and use Hoopla to get ebooks, audiobooks, movies, TV shows, music, graphic novels, or all sorts of great stuff on Hoopla. So here we go. Our first step is to go to the Play Store or the App Store depending on your device, and then to search for Hoopla. Go, and it is this one at the top here by Midwest Tape LLC, and it's got that little blue square that says Hoopla, so we're going to install. You wait for it to install depending on your internet connection, and there we go. So it should pop up on my screen. There it is right there. So I'm going to go into it, open, and now it opens to a login. But if you haven't used Hoopla before, then you're not logging in, you're signing up. So you're going to choose the little white sign up down at the very bottom, the last thing that it says, sign up. Now, I'm going to use my work email address at Carlton. Oh, that is not how you spell that. Place.ca. And then you retype it. Alright, and then we're just going to create a password. This is my not very careful password. Okay, there we go. So we hit next, and they're going to help us find my library. So it wants access to our location. I'm going to tell it that it can have access to my location, but only while I'm using the app, so that it's not checking all the time. And it's asking me if it's Carlton Place Public Library. It is. There we go. Next. I don't want either of those. Next. All right, so at this point you need your library card number and your PIN that came with your library card. So I'm going to go ahead and enter mine. 1, 2, 3, 4. I have to check. I wrote it down. 3, 6. Okay, and then your PIN. And then I agree to allow Hoopla to collect information and to check it with the library, because otherwise there's no way for them to verify that it is in fact the library that you're using. So then we hit sign up. And success! So as you can see, it says that our library allows patrons to borrow up to 3 titles from Hoopla a month. So Hoopla is limited in terms of the number of borrows that you can have a month, and that's because the digital rights are a bit different with Hoopla as compared to other ebook lending services such as Libby by Overdrive. And so we, the library, pay per download for you to borrow something from Hoopla, and that way there's no holds. Everything you see on Hoopla you can get right away, but you are limited to 3 items a month. I'll tell you a little bit later about something that they've introduced called bonus borrows. But for now, let's go. I'm going to tap on let's go. So I have a Chromecast at home, and so it's telling me that I can cast items from Hoopla to my TV. So if I borrow a movie from Hoopla, I can cast that to my TV and watch it on my TV, which is pretty cool. And then this is what Hoopla looks like. It tells us what library we're with, how many borrows we have left this month. And then it is divided into audiobooks, movies, music, comics, ebooks, and television. And the nice thing about Hoopla is that it starts to learn as you use it, and it makes really good recommendations for you. Hoopla has really great stuff for kids. It has excellent self-help books, especially in their audiobook section. Really good steamy romances if you're in the mood for that. So we're going to go ahead and search for a book that Mariah told me came out on Hoopla, and it's called How to Love Your Elf, I think. Oh, whoops. There, Love Your Elf. So Mariah and I, when we saw this title, we both giggled a lot. So she texted me and told me that it was out on Hoopla. So there it is there. It is an ebook. So I got 1 result. You can filter your results just like with Libby by changing the format, changing the user rating, the release date, the date added, and the language. You can also sort your results. So if you search for, say, an author and there are multiple results, or you search for a topic, you can sort your result by different options right there. But we only have the one result, so I'm going to click on the title, and then it takes us to the back of the book information, tells us who it's by, who it's published by, its genre. There's a little blurb about the book, and then it's telling me that this title is available for 21 days after I borrow it. So, and it's also available for streaming and downloading, so mobile devices only. And then right here, I can favorite it. So if I favorite something, it's kind of like adding it to your wish list. So if you're running low on your borrows and you don't want to use one on a specific book, but you want to be able to get that next month, you can favorite it. And then back on your home screen, there's a way to check your favorites. You can share it. If you think it's a great book, you can share it to a friend. And then you can borrow it. So I'm going to go ahead and hit borrow. And it's telling me that this title is available for 21 days. And I'm going to borrow the title. And they need permission to download. And so I'm going to allow Hoopla to access my files so that it can download onto my device. And there we go. This title is downloaded. I can tap here to delete it. I can return it early, as you can see just underneath that, or I can just go ahead and read. So I'm going to click read. And they're setting up the book. It takes a second because I have to format it so that it shows nicely on your device. But there we go. Got myself a book. Oops. Ooh. So How to Love Your Elf chapters. You can tap in the middle, and then do you see how up pop these two little menus? Down at the bottom is the 3 lines that means navigation menu, which is nice. So I have no bookmarks. I can navigate through the chapters like that. Or do you see down at the very bottom, there's the 3 lines, the search, and then the AA. That allows me to change how my text appears. So I can make it bigger, I can make it smaller, I can choose a font. All these different fonts. I can change the format. I'm finding the spacing annoying, so I'm going to change that back. I'm going to make it thin margin. Gonna do no justification. Can change my theme. So if I want it to be, if I want it to be nice on my eyes at night, I can change it to black and white. If I like green, you can change it to green. You can change your brightness. And then there's also options here for turning on night mode at a specific time, based on the light that your phone or your device finds. And then there's the mode to tell you how many pages are left in the chapter, all that fun stuff. So let's go ahead and there we go. So we reset our thing. And now we've got a fun blue book to read. Da, da, da. And as you can see, I changed the spacing and the font. And that's just how I would like to read it. But once you're... can go back, and that takes... So I had to use my device's back button in order to get back. But that was easy enough. And then let's try maybe doing a genre search. So I'm going to go to movies. And then it gives you nice instructions. So swipe left to navigate to the next tab. You can also tap on a tab to select it. So I'm looking at popular movies that they have. So you'll see that it's not a huge selection. There's lots of titles, but it's not everything. You may not find an exact title that you're looking for. But you will find something. Ooh, The Sting. Okay, we're going to download The Sting. A classic film from 1973, starring Robert Redford. And so, as with books, there's a blurb about it. It tells you when it was made, the cast, the director. I'm going to go ahead and borrow it, and you can see what it looks like. So this title we only have for 2 days because it's a movie. And... it will download onto my device, so once it's downloaded, so I'm going to tap here to download. A movie, keep in mind, does take up a lot more space than a book will because it's a movie, so it will take a little bit longer to download. You'll probably want to download it only over Wi-Fi and not over your data because it will use a lot of bandwidth. But it's downloaded, so I'm going to go play. And here we go. We've got a movie playing. I can cast it to my TV, as you can see up in the top there. I can hit the settings and turn on subtitles. And I can advance 30 seconds, back 30 seconds, like any other streaming media player, except this is not streaming, it's downloaded onto my device, which is quite nice. So there we go. I have, as you can see, used 2 of my borrows. So at the top here, right underneath where it says home, it says you can borrow 1 more title this month. For you guys, I'll use all my borrows. But there is a really neat thing that they've introduced, and it's called bonus borrows. So you can't find them directly on the app. I've been looking, but you can go to our Facebook page and find the post about Hoopla. And on there is a link that you can click on, and that is a list of all the bonus borrows. And so when you click on one of the titles, it will ask you to log in with your email address and your password, and then it will automatically send that to your device when you log in the next time to your device, and that borrow does not count towards your 3 total borrows. So that's quite nice that they're doing that. But as you can see, I've got it's showing me what I've currently borrowed. It'll also show you what you previously borrowed later on. There's music. And the nice thing about all of these topics is these formats is that they're showing us popular as the default, but I can go to genres if I want to see specific genres of music, or recommended for me, which is not super well done right now because I haven't borrowed anything. And then featured as well, which is quite nice. And then there's comics. Their audiobook selection is great. A lot of people use the audiobook for their commutes and things. So you'll see all these great audiobooks. There's really good kids ones. There's really good self-help ones. There's good classic literature ones. Recommended, once again, not great because it doesn't really know anything about me. And then if we go over to eBooks, you'll see all these ones for kids, all these ones for not kids. I know that this one, this Unbleep Your Brain, is one of the bonus borrows. There we go. So, as you can see here, I've clicked on it totally, and it says this title is part of the Hoopla bonus borrows collection. For a limited time, this is one of 1,000+ titles you can borrow without using any of your monthly Hoopla borrows. So you may not be able to search for the bonus borrows, but you can always click on a title and see if it is a bonus borrow. So that's nice. And that's basically how you use Hoopla, guys. You can turn the kids mode on by tapping on the top there, and it limits things to only kids books, which is quite nice. If you have children, you can kind of let them have free reign and know that you're safe to let them choose whatever they want to choose. In the 3 dots, the sideways ellipses, as my mother calls it, there are settings. And in here, you can turn kids modes on and off again. You can hide your history. You can set it so that it only downloads on Wi-Fi, which is nice. You can link a TV device. You can change your password and your email. All that fun stuff. So that is how you use Hoopla. I hope you guys get some good stuff and enjoy using Hoopla with your library card. Don't forget, if you don't have your library card number or your PIN, you can email the library. It's library@carletonplace.ca, and we'll get that information for you. And have fun reading great ebooks and watching fun movies. I'll see you next time, guys. Bye.